What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to NY Flight Jets Talk. Josh Woolever here, filling in for Connor Long on this Tuesday, June 10th edition. Today, we've got a very exciting episode. Everything from New York Jets mandatory minicamp and Aaron Glenn's presser with the media. Let's hit it and get it started.
J-E-T-S, Jets, let's go.
Jets wide receiver Wesley Walker. Wesley, how you doing today? ESPN writer Mr. Rich Samini, Jets reporter for The Athletic Mr. Zach Rosenblatt, Hall of Famer and Jets legend Mr. Marty Lyons.
Your host, Connor Long.
What's up, everybody? As I said, Josh Woolever here, filling in for Connor Long. He is at a graduation party for his 8th grade graduation. Excited to be with you guys. Everybody, go right now into those comments. Get your questions, comments, super chats rolling in here. Super chats, membership donations. We'll be cutting the line. Hit that like button. Smash subscribe. 2 free ways to help support the show. If you want to get in on Connor's monthly raffle, super chats, memberships, the best way to do so. We appreciate all of your support. Now let's get into the show. Today was day 1 of Jets mandatory minicamp. The first thing we got to throw out there, everybody was in attendance. Garrett Wilson, Sauce Gardner, Jermaine Johnson, among the 3 eligible for new contracts. Everybody was there, everybody on the roster. If Robert Saleh is in charge, how sure are you that that's the case, right? These are 3 guys that are committed to this team, that are excited about what the future is here in New York. Garrett Wilson's already said that he wants to be a New York Jet for life. Sauce Gardner, nobody is holding out. Those 2 guys have started their contract negotiations, as we heard a couple weeks ago from ESPN's Jeremy Fowler. Those haven't gotten too far yet. The ball has been rolled, though, and we're starting on that. So that's obviously the biggest thing contractual-wise. Nobody like last year. Aaron Rodgers is not in Egypt. He's actually in Pittsburgh now, getting ready for week 1. And Hassan Reddick is also off this team. So no holdouts. Everybody's in charge. Let's talk about Aaron Glenn's presser, though. Obviously, we get to pick the brains and see inside the mind of the new Jets head coach. What did he have to say in his first question of mandatory minicamp presser as Jets head coach? He says, quote, "We're competing no matter what. We're on the practice field. Once we touch the grass, we're coming to compete." What does that quote say to me? What does that quote mean to me? I think it's a testament to his dog type of mentality. This is a new era of New York Jets football. He's a coach that'll come in here. He's going to set the tone. This is going to be a disciplined football team. Tough, gritty, find a way to win games that they probably shouldn't be. But in the end, I believe they're going to end up getting it done. I think Aaron Glenn is going to come in here, get things started, be that guy that holds everybody accountable. Nobody was missing training camp today. The tone is clear that if you're around Aaron Glenn, he means business. He expects your 100% all the time, and nothing but the best out of you, nothing but the best effort. And honestly, what that means to me going down the road is that there's going to be a couple guys that are going to end up making this 53 that are going to be surprises. I think that Aaron Glenn's mentality is if you work hard enough and you show him enough and you have the talent, I think there's a spot for you on this Jets roster, especially at the places where the Jets are thin. Defensive line, kick returning, whether that be, a guy, a UDFA coming in, whether that be a guy that they sign closer to the end of training camp. I think that there could be a couple surprise guys who end up making this roster by showing Aaron Glenn they're committed enough, by working their tails off all summer long. I think that Aaron Glenn is open. He's available to get a couple other guys on this team. I think by no means is this 53 set yet. I think he wants guys to come in here and prove why they deserve a shot. And I think there will be 1 or 2 guys that we don't know right now who they're going to be. But I think with enough time and effort, I think Aaron Glenn is going to want to respect the guys that are working the hardest and give them the opportunities they deserved. When he was asked about Justin Fields, though, probably his most important quote of the day. He said, Fields is improving every day. I thought today was a really good day for him. We had him continually getting the ball downfield, but not just that. He said, to me, the best play through the entire series was the fact that when he rolled out and there wasn't anybody open downfield, he just threw it away. End quote. Aaron Glenn talking on Jets' soon-to-be starting quarterback, Justin Fields. Could this mean Justin Fields is taking steps in the right direction in his maturity process? The critique his entire career has been he can't read a defense. He can't push the ball downfield fast enough. He has the legs and he has the talent, but let's see if he's actually able to dissect the defense and get the ball where it needs to be. But this is as good of a start as you can get. If he's not forcing the ball downfield, if he's making good decisions, if the coaching staff sees that in him, and then they can instill that trust for him to start throwing the deep ball, to give him the full reins to this offense, because that's something that we didn't see unlocked in Pittsburgh last year. Pittsburgh was worried. They treated him like an emergency quarterback, like a fill-in guy that they didn't want around any longer. I think that's why Justin Fields wanted to leave, because they didn't believe he could mature enough into the starting quarterback that the Jets coaching staff saw in him to bring him in here and pay him 2 years, $40 million to prove himself as the quarterback. So a really good start for Fields there, maturity processing wise. Excuse me. Coach Glenn also said about the running back room, sticking with the offense here. I'm excited about all three of the guys in the room. I don't know if there are any three backs in this league that have the potential of these three. Obviously, Breece Hall is going to get the majority of snaps in this offense. But what could that mean? Isaiah Davis, Braylon Allen, the time is now to step up, get on Aaron Glenn's good side, and get a good amount of snaps for this Jets football team. Just like the 53, I think running back snaps is also up for contention. I think that Aaron Glenn wants these young guys to get snaps. Obviously, Breece is going to be the running back one on this squad, former close to 1,000-yard rusher. But how good could this running back room actually be if the Jets are able to milk the kind of depth that is in there at that running back room and get full potential out of these three guys? I think that could be huge things coming for this Jets running back room. Hit that like button, smash subscribe on your way into the building here, talking all thing Jets mandatory minicamp. Josh Woolever filling in for an absent Connor Long on today's show. You can open up on the phone line if you would like to get your words spoken. I'll be going to the chat in just a second. Final point from Aaron Glenn's presser. Another very important part. And then I'll wrap up and hear what you guys have to say. The Jermaine Johnson situation. Obviously, out for the season, less than 2 weeks in last year. Week 2 against the Titans down in Tennessee. Put him out for the year. And we get the big quote from Jets beat reporter Rich Cimini for ESPN in his new article earlier today. Highlights Jermaine's quote. Obviously, I'm excited, he said. It was a bit of a pleasure having Aaron Rodgers around and stuff like that. I wish him the best, but when I get in between those lines, there is no friends. End quote. Jermaine Johnson and Aaron Glenn, they got to be bound for each other after those two quotes to start off mandatory minicamp. Aaron Glenn asserts his dominance in the organization, talks about how good this team is going to be on the football field. And Jermaine Johnson, a year after a season after heading off, not finishing 2 games played in what was supposed to be the year where he took that next step after a 7.5 sack rookie campaign, a Pro Bowl appearance. Jermaine Johnson was ready to take that next step. Obviously, the season ends 2 weeks in, but I honestly think Jermaine Johnson could be a huge boost to this Jets edge rushing room. Look, there's not a lot of depth there right now. Jermaine Johnson and Will McDonald are really going to have to step up as sack leaders, but also be able to stop the run, like Aaron Glenn has been talking about basically since the day he walked into this Jets building. Jermaine Johnson, boy, what a role he is going to play. Glenn said he's still not sure if he's a go for training camp, might be on the physically unable to perform list, but he's definitely a go for the beginning of the season. Jermaine Johnson, as much of a friend as Aaron Rodgers used to be to him, he's going hunting in week 1. I think he wants to get Rodgers on the ground twice, 3 times. I mean, you heard the quote there. Dog mentality from Jermaine Johnson, and that is something I could not be more excited to see. There's nothing like seeing a guy go down with a really bad season-ending injury and bouncing back the next year better than ever. That's also the hope with Olu Fashanu, obviously. Can he play the way he was pre-injury last year and step up and solidify that tackle room with Armand Membu? Can Jermaine Johnson come back and be a double-digit sack guy and earn his second Pro Bowl honors? These are all questions we got to hear. But overall, a very good day from Jets mandatory minicamp. Day 1, they got 1 or 2 more practices rest of this week. And as we move towards the rest of the summer, finally, we begin to inch closer to Jets football. Open phone line if you want to come in. I will start reading through the chat. Ryan's Big Blue Podcast. Ryan, how you doing? He says, hey, Josh, how is everything? What are your expectations for Fields going into this season? Look, Ryan, I think it's interesting. Justin Fields, as he becomes unlocked in this running game, and as he becomes a new passer, where the Jets are going to trust him to throw the ball downfield, my expectations for Fields, I mean, I'm not quite sure what you mean by that stat-wise. I don't know. 200 yards passing a game, I'm not expecting him to be great. I'm expecting him to be fine, to not turn the ball over, to be in control of this offense, to be a true dual threat quarterback and actually punish teams when, if they want to fall back and leave running lanes open to the quarterback, Justin Fields needs to actually be able to punish them for that. Or else, what's the point? Because you sure as heck didn't bring Justin Fields in here only for his arm. And can Tanner Engstrand unlock that new part of Fields that basically we've been waiting on for a while now? We thought Zach Wilson could have that dual threat guy. Sam Darnold obviously did not work out on the Jets. Can Justin Fields unlock something? That's what we're hoping for. Chris typing in Justin Fields for our Jets. Learning new offense system. Hope best maximize his potential abilities, skill sets, talent, capabilities, qualities, characteristics, etc. I agree. I mean, Chris, it's all about getting Justin Fields to the spot where he needs to be. He doesn't need to be great. He just needs to be doing enough to get this offense to the point where it needs to be. Because, honestly, even if this system isn't tailored around Justin Fields, like you said, Chris, even if Tanner Engstrand is just looking to get the ball in playmakers' hands, at the end of the day, that's going to be enough. DTN coming in. What's going on, DTN? It's good hearing that everyone was present at Jets mandatory minicamp. DTN, how about your Pats? Anybody sitting out there? I know there's controversy with Stephon Diggs. Absolutely, though. Great to hear everyone was at Jets minicamp. That's just the first checklist of many over the summer. There's no sideline, wishy-washy holdout stuff. This team is here, and they're going to be. Matthew comes in and says, fire Muji after we haven't seen a game out of him. That is bold of you, Matthew, but we'll see. We'll definitely get a better idea of how that's going. Looks like we have our first caller here on the phone line. Beast, are you there?
Beast. Yeah, I'm right here. I'm just laying down. I'm tired today.
Okay. Good, Beast? Hi, Beast. I like the merch. Anything you want to say on the Jet?
I expect to see Clemens, bye next. He's got to.
Clemens cut?
Clemens has to go. It's not worth it. Reddick gone. I hope I mean, it's time to start kicking off the dead weight and start putting the boys to work. That means
Reddick's already gone, Beast.
Good. Now Clemens has to go. I think it's time to say, cut him, get rid of him. He ain't worth it. Time to say bye-bye to him. We need dead weight off the team. He has to go. Now, as Obi-Wan Kenobi once said, let's move along with the next caller. Move along. Move
See,
along.
Beast. Michael Clemens is an interesting one. I think that Aaron Glenn wants to do his best to give Clemens the best opportunity that he can. I don't think that he's going to cut him before he sees Michael Clemens in pads. But, I mean, you look at the tape from last year. Boy, he struggled. And he struggled a lot. He was undisciplined. He was jumping off sides. He was missing tackles a lot. He wasn't doing his role. Honestly, nobody was doing their role on that Jeff Ulbrich-led defense. There was a lot of problems, but Clemens was certainly one beast. I would not be mad at all if Clemens isn't on this team. The only reason I think he will be is because of the lack of depth. The Jets have the money to pay him. I mean, there's just nobody behind him on this defensive line who can step up if they do cut him. I mean, I guess it's going to open up opportunities for guys like Tyler Barron. But, man, I mean, Michael Clemens just doesn't provide you much speed. Maybe he's strong. He was not a great pass rusher at all last year. DTN checking back in. Josh Stephon Diggs was present for minicamp. That boat situation was overblown. I mean, I don't know, DTN. That's pretty sketchy. I mean, I don't know how much worse it gets than that. Stephon Diggs, if that, I mean, it's the NFL media, and it is June 10th. We need something to talk about. Hey, I mean, you can't tell me that Stephon Diggs was just in the right there and he did nothing wrong, because that's incorrect. And you also can't tell me that I wouldn't be shocked if the Patriots tried to discipline Diggs. I don't think they have. Not that I know of, DTN. Fill me in if they have. DTN comes back. But to be honest, there's no controversy. Boston media, especially 98.5, has been chaotic ever since that incident happened. And deservedly so, DTN. You can't just let this guy off the hook for, I mean, doing something of that caliber. Who knows whether that video was taken out of context or what he was actually doing, what his intent was. But if it's what we think it is, I mean, man, there's not many worse things you can do as a star professional athlete and get caught on video doing than that Stephon Diggs Lord. That's pretty bad, DTN. I mean, does it get much worse? Rep NY, Stephon Diggs is worse than Arian Smith. I mean, we'll see. We'll definitely get a healthy dosage of Stephon Diggs. We saw him a ton when he was on the Bills. We'll see him a ton when he's on the Patriots. Hopefully, Arian Smith can be that back burner guy, can be that guy going for 40, 50 yards. And hopefully he can be a big-time target for Justin Fields. Step up, be the wide receiver 2 on this team. Open phone lines if you want to come call in. Be sure to do so now before we begin to wrap up. Any last chats, toss them in there. I'll respond to any immediately. Before you go, make sure you smash that like button. Hit subscribe. Those are both the best ways to support the work Connor does over here on NY Flight Jets Talk. Super chats, memberships. We'll go to the membership raffle at the end of the month. A couple autographed memorabilia from the Jets there that you'll be entered in to win. I'll pass all that information on to Connor. Hopefully on Arian Smith, though, Rep BX. That's all I can say. Let's see. HaveMo63 comes in and says, Fields does protect the ball, especially when he has pass protection. And that's something that we haven't seen yet. Not in Chicago, not in Pittsburgh. I mean, you can't draw up a better offensive line, especially from what it was last year, going into this year. If you could pencil in the guys that you wanted, this Jets offensive line easily going to be top 5 in the league this year, and nobody can change my mind around that. I think Joe Tippmann's going to be an all-pro at center. I think you have the two of the best young tackles in the game, and pair them together, probably the best young tackle duo in pro football right now. Not to mention the guards are more than solid. If AVT can stay healthy, fingers crossed. I mean, that's 4 young stars the Jets have on their offensive line. I think Justin Fields significantly benefits from that. I think that this system grows and evolves around a running quarterback. I'm not saying Fields is going to be great. I don't even think the Jets have an above 500 record this year, if I'm being brutally honest with you. But you're right. When you give a quarterback who the Jets are essentially going to be treating as a rookie this much time to protect the ball, to hit his receivers, to not fumble when he takes off and runs. I mean, if he can't do this, he can't do anything. His career's over if he can't do this. This is essentially Justin Fields' last shot in the NFL. But it's so interesting because, to be honest, the Jets are treating it like it's an entire start over for them. For Justin Fields, this is all or nothing. If he can't perform on this, I don't know what he can. Rep NY. Jets going 7-10. I could see it. That's pretty realistic. In my schedule prediction release video on this channel, I had 7-10 or 8-9. There's a couple very winnable games. You have the NFC South, which has the Panthers and the Saints, and the Falcons and the Bucks. Panthers and Saints, those are winnable games. You get the Browns. I think the Patriots are an easy split. I think the Dolphins are a surefire split. 7-10 seems very realistic. DTN, what do I know? Diggs has been uploading vids of him working out, especially coming off of that ACL injury. That's what I was saying earlier in the show. There are certain guys who come back from career-altering injuries like that, back and better than ever. And then there's guys like Aaron Rodgers who come back last year. They're a 5-win team. He's immobile, and he is honestly dysfunctional. Last chance. Get your chats in. Call into the show. Either one right before we wrap up here. Appreciate you all tuning in here on NY Flight Jets Talk. Josh Woolever filling in for an absent Connor Long at his 8th grade graduation. So congratulate him in the chat. Next time he's back, which should probably be tomorrow night. Appreciate you all tuning in. Smash that like button. Hit subscribe. We will see you on the next one. And as always, the way we end it here, Jets, Jets, Jets. See ya.